Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about two movies that are similar not just in title but in their concept, Project Almanac and The Adam Project. So you may have heard recently Ryan Reynolds did a Netflix movie with some other known stars and some who are beginners. And yeah, that's spoiler alert. That's a time travel movie. And for some reason, I also came across Project Almanac, which was, I believe, less than 10 years ago, not so known, but they are similar in their titles and also in their concept. So I suppose it would be okay. Yeah, spoiler alert, what I'm going to say, you might be spoiled. So do watch them if you wish. Please, I do recommend them. So it's interesting because in both cases, there was this person who discovered time travel, right? And then, for one reason or another, passed away. And then the son had to continue the work, right? And even though the father was not able to tell the son everything, the son figured it out, and of course with the help of their friends. And then how convenient it is, right, that to ask for more help, then use the time travel machine that you already built to ask more questions about how to fix the time machine. So yeah, there's again that chicken and egg question, which came first, or are you going to change your own future, or will that lead to a different future, say what we call a different timeline, maybe a different universe? And what will happen to the original one? Will it be destroyed, or will these two timelines combine and all that? But there are also, the things that, aside from the big lofty topics, of course, if you were able to time travel, right, what would you do? One of the things in Project Almanac was they did um, attempt to win the lottery. Well, of course, and it's funny how they didn't even do it right the first time. So they had to go back and do it again, do it right. And, buy all those sports cars, get all the attention and all that. So it's funny, but of course, that's natural. What would you do? In the Adam Project, of course, the lead person used time travel to go back and look for their spouse, their loved one, right? So yeah, loved one, not just the father, but also the wife. And there are mysteries, of course. What led them to time travel in both cases was also there were unresolved issues that, well, since you're going to you have an important tool, might as well use it, right? So they used time travel machine to make it possible. But it's funny also because in both cases they saw how using time travel can be used for good and for evil. And in both cases, it looked like, okay, the only good solution is to really just destroy it completely. Uh, Again, in both cases, there was a happy ending. Okay, yeah, anyway, pause or, watch it first if you don't want me to spoil it. But I think it's more hopeful in Project Almanac because it looks like, it wasn't a clear cut ending, but it looks like they still wanted to do time travel. They still pursued it, just now with more restrictions, like, or I mean, of course, they're pro freedom and all that, but they're just more careful because they know that any little thing they do can change everything, and it can be changed for the worse. So that's why they're extra careful. And that's why actually I resonated more with Project Almanac because, yeah, if time travel is possible, you can use it for good and bad. But don't say no completely, right? In the Adam Project, yeah, that's the drama effect there. Na, okay, you have to say no. Okay, let's just destroy the machine, etc. Because it was totally corrupted, by nefarious people, the forces surrounding it. But for Project Almanac, it's just a matter of, knowing your limits, right? And it's actually nice that it's not just one person traveling, but it's five of them. And they made a rule early on. We have to do this together always. So, I mean, there might be problems down the line, right? I don't suppose they will always agree 100%, right? But it does keep you accountable when you're not alone, right? And it helps you figure out things together. And hopefully, the solution that you come up with is always better. So that's it. There's more of a community aspect there, more of the friendship, the support, and romantic love is there as well. And just complete transparency. You don't need to tell everybody everything, right? But just be honest and, no deception, no manipulation, no selfish purposes. Do everything that is beneficial, not just for you, but for everyone. And yeah, it's seen in many more instances in Project Almanac. It's more heartwarming. We could say it's also because it's low budget, so you have to be more creative in the situations that they changed. But yeah, so because of course the trend with these big budget sci-fi movies, right, including the Adam Project, is you would focus on the explosions, you would focus on the action scenes, you would focus on the CGI. There is much heart there as well, but I just felt it more in Project Almanac, right? And of course, the issue, the situation in Project Almanac was a bunch of high school teenagers. So of course, their exploits would be so way more fun and crazy. Yeah, yeah. In the other one, in Adam Project, it's you skipped high school completely. You have a kid and you have adults and senior adults, grandparents. So of course, that's more serious. So yeah, so that's it. I just want to share, those two. I do recommend that you watch them and all, any and every time travel movie that you can find. Actually, in everything, what I'm realizing is all these stories, they're often labeled before as fiction, science fiction, when actually these are not just possible, but some cases already true, just not yet revealed to the public. And it also helps our brains be more, flexible, more creative, when we think, what if that's possible? Then this is possible, then this is possible. It gets our brain juices, our creative juices flowing, right? When we focus on what can be done. And even if we're not in that exact situation, right? What can we do with ourselves? Actually, even knowing that, if knowing that I cannot travel through time, then that makes my actions now more significant, right? I have to be careful, more careful the first time because I cannot go back and just change everything, right? So there is a good thing to, knowing our limitations. But on the other hand, if such tools are already available, then why not? So it's the same with, with vehicles, right? With cars. If we know that there are car accidents and people can die while driving or being hit by a car, does that mean we ban cars? No, we just be more careful. Same with using weapons, same with using a knife. A knife can heal, in surgeries. It can also kill. So what do we do? Do we ban knives? No. That's the same with everything. So whether we are talking about time travel or, guns, or whatever. Yeah, just let us just be more wise. That's maturity, that's responsibility, that's taking responsibility for our actions. And even though there's more danger, there's even a greater benefit as well. Yeah, so I do recommend those movies. uh there's so many more. But yeah, let's start with that. I hope you enjoy this, and it's not just about these movies, it's about thinking about the reality of life that we have, and all those possible versions of ourselves, or all those possible choices that we could have taken. Just thinking about life, right? And yeah, think about it, and then what are we going to do about it? So thanks for listening. Bye for now. Take care.